My name is Dr. Githanga Njeri Karanja, born and raised in Como, which is in Gatonyaga ward. I am a finance expert by profession, having worked with the banking sector for 10 years now. And Thika is home. This is where I call home, having been brought up and schooled within Thika. So my drive to vie for the post of Thika Member of Parliament is to restore the glory of Thika town as the industrial hub of the country, because for the longest time Thika was known for being an industrial town and a commerce hub, but that glory has been fading away with time, and I believe it is time for us, those people who are born in Thika, who actually know and call Thika home, to rise up and restore the fading glory of our town. I would like to say I am coming in as a young person, so that I'm also a motivation to the young people, that actually young people, we can be part of the solutions to this country's problems, and we don't have to wait and say that it is tomorrow. We can actually know that we can be the solution today. One of the most important reasons that the people of Thika can actually vote for Dr. Njeri Karanja is because I have Thika at heart, especially because my main aim is that we move Thika from just being a town to a city. And for us to get there, there is a lot of work to be done. And I'm willing to put in the work to see that we take Thika to the higher glory that it actually deserves. There's a lot of issues when you see, especially around Thika town, in terms of congestion and parking, and also in terms of movement. And all these things actually make our town look very congested. And I am coming in with the solutions that we can actually implement, so that we make this possible. There's also the issues of reviving the industries in the town, and most importantly, I have insisted that for this to happen, it's more of the character of the leader that the people of Thika are going to put in place, because the main reason I believe why Thika is fading its glory is because of corruption. I am not going to doubt that we have had a lot of investors approaching Thika to come and invest here, both local investors and foreign investors. But maybe this is not happening because somebody somewhere is putting a lot of blockage in terms of demands and requirements for this to happen. And that's why we have seen a lot of these investors flee and maybe go invest in other countries or even in other countries that are actually considered more favorable for the investors. There's also the issue of our children and schooling. You find that a lot of the reason why we have crime in Thika is because we have youth dropping out of school, because there is no motivation, there's no mentorship, there's no role modeling, and also the lack of school fees because of the hard economic times. As an academic myself, having a PhD in finance and investment from the University of Nairobi, I'm going to play a very integral part, and I'm going to lead from the front in terms of reviving the academic levels, the performance of our children when they do the national exams. The most important thing that I plan to do is to start a mentorship and a role modeling program where we are going to have the old students who are already working, who are already doing great in life, come back to their schools, to come back to the local school where they schooled, and actually we have this role modeling platform where they are actually going to take the students step by step, because the student needs to see someone they can look up to. They need to see someone who is actually mirroring what they actually want to become. The other thing is in terms of infrastructure. I will steer to have enough classrooms so that we can accommodate a sizable number of students per class, and then the teachers are able to deliver, so that we don't have congestion in the classes and then the teachers get overwhelmed. And when I talk about teachers, then my role will also be able to make sure that we have sufficient and enough teachers in every school, so that we are able to have a student-centered approach to education. The other thing that I'm very particular about is about the health care system in our constituency. It's very sad that when you go to a lot of hospitals, you won't find medicine. And more unfortunate is that we even have villages which don't even have a health center. It's very important to me that every village has a health center, and every ward has at least a level 3 or a level 5 hospital, because without healthcare, then we really don't have a nation. The other thing that I'm very keen on is about the employment and talent agenda of our people. When you talk about youth and employment, well, I am very, I accept that all of us are not going to fit in the white collar jobs, but with my leadership, I can stimulate the talent of the youth so that every youth with a talent, we have a kitty, we have a system where we actually motivate them and we help them to grow this talent as to the level where they become income generating, and now they can also mentor others, and we can complement the available job opportunities in the constituency. There's also the aspect of security and lighting. We have a lot of insecurity in Thika town. Residents will agree with me that you cannot talk with your phone on the street because you risk having it grabbed off your ear and someone disappears with it. And this security sitting in the docket of the national government, I'll be very keen on it. And there's the security is a risk, and there's also the cause. For me, I want to address it from the cause rather than the symptom. We have the idleness with the youth, which is being caused by lack of employment, which is being caused by dropping from school. Those are things that I'll be keen on, because when we heal that, then people are not going to complain of insecurity. There's also the issue of road networks. When you walk around Thika, you'll see a lot of potholes on the streets. When you walk around other wards like Goliba, like Gatwanyaga, you can see Gatwanyaga, we don't have a single tarmac road 60 years after independence. And these are things that are very close to my heart, because we cannot stimulate the growth of business, we cannot stimulate the economy when we don't have road network that are actually connecting people and town, raw materials, and the suppliers and the business community. So it's in my agenda to make sure we advance the infrastructure in terms of road in the constituency. The other thing that I would also be very keen on, which is affecting Thika, is on garbage collection and sewerage. We are not going to take Thika to the glory of being a city when we have a dirty town. So I want to be there as a leader who creates system for garbage collection. And one of the things that I'm keen on is that we don't just collect garbage and dump them somewhere. I want to have a system where we can recycle the garbage. We've seen in the advanced countries where they can recycle garbage and it becomes part of the material that they use to build the pavements like we do with cabros. So it is, for me, one of the things that I want to put a lot of focus on, so that we have a clean town, and after we have a clean town, we can then upgrade to a clean city. Most importantly then is for me to say I'm coming in as a leader who is willing to put in the work through integrity, through hard work, through networking, and also through commitment to serve the people of Thika town constituency. My appeal to every resident of Thika is for you to give me your vote come 9th August, so that we can continue with the work that has already been done, and what has not been done, we can start that work for the betterment of our people and for the future of our generation. Thank you very much, and God bless you. God bless Thika town constituency, and God bless Kenya.